Hi, my name is Nancy Galvez, and this is my original contribution for the American College of Education from the class of the Capstone Experience for ESL and Bilingual Education from Dr. Francois Bachelder. My main focus will be to improve student state testing scores. So this is going to be a webinar that is focused on that. I came to that realization that I noticed that for the past 10 years, our scores at Chicago Public Schools have been declining. And I wanted to do a little research and focus on how to help improve these scores, not only in my school, but across the district. So I believe that taking the time to reflect and research new creative ways to generate methods to help these issues will help our students overall. We as a school need to tackle these issues one by one, but take the time to research and come up with a plan. As I continue to research the data for my district and school, I have noticed that Gale Academy has always been on the lower spectrum within the past 10 years. The problem with the lower state test scores can be a result of many issues, such as attendance, English language barrier, late arrival, and home life. I had a few students living in shelters, and it's understandably hard for them to focus when coming to school. We must help find solutions in order for students to gain self-esteem and feel an overall presence in the classroom. So the main topics I felt that we should focus on, some strategies that will help improve, are attendance, increasing test relevance, student engagement, and behavior. While some schools have focused on the responsiveness to the needs of students, other schools have not, and it has come with an increase in negative behavior. This behavior contributes to low state test scores. With social panic and anxiety on the rise, especially after the pandemic, we have to act in a different way where we are putting our students' mental health first. As a district, we are failing to account for students' motives or circumstances and focus on their negative action, mentioned in Gali 2020. We also must focus on another issue is behavior. So while we had mentioned an increase of the negative behavior, here are some solutions that will help tackle that. So it says, again, with social anxiety on the rise, we have to act in a different way. And so some of the focus that I said we should have for our children to be more responsive to their needs would be in helping all teachers have more of the PBIS, which is positive behavior interventions and supports, which is a proactive behavioral program. Also, social emotional learning curricula, which is also helpful with the children where they are able to do a more calm classroom and figure out different ways where they are able to help control their feelings or let out their feelings, but more in a positive way. Also, we focused on attendance. That's another issue. So research shows that although there's a direct correlation between attendance and state exams, research has shown that homeless students, either perform low on exams or are not showing up for the exams at all. Their student attendance is affecting their learning and their learning outcome. As a district, we must come up with an academic remediation plan where we help these students move forward. This plan is very necessary for our students. We can't just sweep their issues under the rug, but we really do need to come up with a way that will help motivate them, help strengthen their progress, and move them forward in order to continue trying to progress into the for the low state test scores. All right, our next issue to tackle, or our next strategy, would be to increase test relevance. There is an issue where I feel that students may not feel that the tests are as important as they are by mentioning them throughout the school curriculum throughout the unit, throughout your lessons, and not only mentioning them, but putting some positive motivation with it also helps. So by providing that, we are giving our students opportunities to make connections throughout their lessons. We're able to retain more information. This form of teaching helps educators in finding the necessary educational placement goals and strategies to help students. So as we do that, we're giving them more accountability. They are having more expectations. By having that, they're more motivated. And being consistent with feedback is also key, as they are able to know exactly where they are, what they need to progress with. Everyone is on the same page so that we can move forward. Another strategy would be what I mentioned a little, I touched on, would be student engagement. So authentic learning is, I think, very helpful in the classroom where students are able to make connections. I've seen a great increase in motivation, a great increase in my students wanting to help each other when I'm able to give them not only lessons that are motivating, but lessons that apply to them, where they are able to make more connections, either culturally or with their interests. I noticed that they come alive. So educators should provide classroom highlights, lessons with student interests, monitor student progress, and be consistent with feedback. Um, And as you continue working on the issues and trying to find strategies that work best for you, we should also always reflect on certain questions and make sure that we are focused and stay focused on helping our students improve. So some of the questions I jotted down were: reflect on how you increase test relevance. What is a strength of yours? What can we keep doing that is really working? And what is something that can be improved? What is something that you notice, maybe I should switch up the goals, or maybe I should post their goals. Maybe I should meet with them more about their and give them more feedback. So there's different things that we as educators can improve on. Another question would be, which strategy mentioned would you be able to begin with today? So what is one strategy out of the ones mentioned that you can start on today or tomorrow, or even reflect on, that would best help you and your students? My last question would be, how is your school/district improving student state test scores? What do you see that the district is really doing to move forward in helping our students' overall education? So these are my references. If you would like to go back to these journals or articles, you may do so. Thank you for your time, and I hope that we are all able to help our students move forward and become motivated lifelong learners. Thank you.